Today, we're diving into a new kind of voice AI. This isn't one that just hears you, it actually understands you, and it does it instantly, right on your device. This is what we call AI on the edge.
So let me ask you this. What if you could just speak your thoughts? I'm talking observations, commands, anything really, and watch them transform into organized, actionable data in the blink of an eye. No fumbling with a keyboard and, get this, no internet connection needed. That's the powerful idea we're going to unpack.
But this isn't just a cool tech demo or about making life a little more convenient. To really get why this is such a game changer, we have to talk about a fundamental challenge in a ton of professional fields. I like to call it the problem of hands.
I want you to picture this. You've got a technician, okay? She's high up on a scaffold, inspecting some critical piece of machinery. Her hands are full of tools, she's probably wearing gloves, and she needs to log super precise data. Stopping to type on a tablet? Well, that's not just slow, it can be downright dangerous. This is where you see the real need for a truly hands-free solution.
So what's the answer for our technician up on that scaffold? Well, it's not just about turning her speech into text. No, the real solution is a true intelligent assistant, one that's built specifically for these tough, hands-on jobs.
And that's where SI Listener comes in. Now here's the key phrase you need to remember. This is a voice-to-knowledge engine. It's not just writing down your words, it's pulling out structured, usable intelligence from what you're saying. And maybe the most amazing part, the whole thing happens right there on one device, totally offline.
So how in the world does it pull off this trick? Well, it all happens in a really smart multi-stage process they call a pipeline. Let's break it down step by step.
Okay, so there are 4 key stages that take your raw voice and turn it into something genuinely powerful. We've got ingestion, then understanding, followed by extraction, and finally query. Let's walk through what each of those actually means. All right, first up, audio ingestion. You can think of this as the system being always listening, but not always processing. The user wakes it up with a simple voice command, like start recording. That's the signal to the system that says, hey, pay attention, this part is important. That way, it's only analyzing the exact speech it needs to. Super efficient.
Next, we get to the really smart part, AI understanding. So before it pulls out any data, a generative AI model, that's an AI that really gets the complex relationships in language, it analyzes the speech to understand the intent and the context. So when our technician says, looks like the main bearing is overheating, the AI doesn't just hear the words, it understands what that means in an industrial setting.
And that deep understanding leads right into step 3, structured extraction. Because the AI gets the context, it can now pull out the key bits of info and organize them perfectly. So main bearing overheating instantly becomes this clean, structured data entry. Component, main bearing. Issue, overheating. And it even slaps a timestamp on there. Say goodbye to messy notes.
And this all comes together in the final amazing step, knowledge query. The system takes that brand new structured data and, in an instant, checks it against a local knowledge base. Think of it like having the entire maintenance manual or all the safety protocols stored right there on the device. It can then flag a compliance problem or even suggest the very next step the technician should take, all in real time.
So here's a look at how all those pieces fit together. You can see the whole flow, right from the microphone, through the transcription, into that AI analysis that's talking to the local knowledge bases, all before it spits out that final, structured data. And just remember, every single box you see in this diagram, it's all running on one single local machine. And that really brings us to the core innovation here. Why is it such a big deal that all of this happens on the edge instead of up in the cloud?
Well, the difference is huge. With Edge AI like SI Listener, your sensitive data never ever leaves your device. That's a massive win for privacy. The responses are instant because there's zero network lag. And, maybe most importantly, it works absolutely anywhere, even if you're totally offline. Your typical cloud-based AI, it just can't make those same promises.
But look, packing this much power onto a little local device is not easy. It takes some serious efficiency. To get there, the team actually rebuilt the whole system in C++ to deliver what you'd call production-grade performance. So let's see what that actually looks like. And the results are, well, pretty staggering. It processes audio chunks over 3 times faster than the original prototype. Now, that's not just a number on a slide. That's the difference between a frustrating delay and a truly seamless real-time conversation with your device that just feels natural.
And it gets that speed while using 60% less CPU power. What does that mean for you?
It means it can run on smaller, cheaper, more efficient devices without completely draining the battery in 5 minutes. And to top it off, it has a 40% smaller memory footprint. This is the kind of optimization that makes it even possible to squeeze such a powerful AI engine onto a compact, portable device that you can carry around in the first place.
So when you have this kind of secure, offline, and super efficient power, the potential applications go way beyond just our technician on the scaffold. I mean, think about law enforcement or first responders. They need to log information securely and hands-free, often in really high-stress situations where the cell signal might be terrible or non-existent.
Or how about aerospace and tactical operations? You have pilots and soldiers who need to communicate complex data instantly and, crucially, privately, without ever having to rely on an outside network connection.
This could even completely change training and education. Imagine getting real-time feedback in a complex simulation just by having the system understand a trainee's verbal commands and their responses, all on the fly.
So what this is all really pointing to is a major shift, a shift towards AI that's more powerful, more private, and more resilient because it lives right there with us, on our devices. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. Once our devices can truly understand us anywhere and any time with no cloud required, what are we going to empower them to do next?